Today on Smarter Every Day, you're going to learn about big rockets and big cameras. Is it going now? Woo! Yeah! Oh! Hey, it's me, Destin. I'm at the U.S. Space and Rocket Center with my new friend Darren, who's got a great big camera. So I contacted him when I found out he was doing a road trip, and I knew great big cameras needed to film great big things, and one of the coolest things in America is the Saturn V rocket. So Darren agreed.
I had to do a lot of research before I could even build this camera. There are certain things that you have to know ahead of time because you don't want to get to a point where you've invested time and money and then suddenly you realize that you miscalculated, the image circle for your lens, and suddenly you're not covering the entire piece of film. So I had to do research on lenses, if they were big enough, which ones were big enough. I like detail, and I'm getting more detail than I think you can get with any digital camera. So, when you got a piece of film that's 504 square inches, you get a lot of information from those photos. Okay, we're going to shoot F90 this time.
F90?
Yeah. So I'm going to meter one more time just to double check. Yeah, F90 in 2/3 at 8 seconds. It's roughly, you can't, the numbers, the green numbers are what I'm looking at. So 64 is here, but then we got 2 more stops. You can see here, it uses 64 and it keeps going. So that's 128. That's 90. Yeah, it was just a lot of calculations. Knowing how much chemistry to use to develop a sheet of film that large. And then also being able to calculate how much extra coverage I would have that would give me the movements that I use on the camera. I had never really had to think about things like image circle and bellows draw. So there was a little bit of math that hadn't been used in a while. I want to make every shot count. Now that I've got a 70-pound camera, it's more pressure, I suppose, but it's also more reward. It's a bigger reward, so the challenges are always part of the fun.